What is up everybody and welcome back to another Among Us video, and in this video I'm going to be telling you about a cursed lobby that you may have to see to believe. So in Among Us, I'm sure that you are aware about all of the strange things that can happen to you. And recently I joined a lobby that was so strange that if you ever end up finding it, you should be careful. This was by far one of the scariest encounters I've ever had to face. And I'm here to tell you everything that happened. And before we get any further into this video, I do want to mention that 70% of you have not hit that subscribe button, which means that you're missing out on Among Us darkest secrets. So why not solve that issue by hitting the subscribe button with the bell icon turned on, and dropping a like on this video if you do enjoy. But now let's begin with today's story video. So something strange happened to me while I was playing Among Us. It was early in the morning and I was just casually joining random lobbies. I wanted to play a few matches, but as I was walking around the lobby, something didn't seem right. I was extremely fast. Out of the few months that I've been playing Among Us, I have never experienced anything like this before. I was literally the Flash in Among Us, and I just found it so interesting that everyone in the lobby was also fast. But I wonder who's causing this. As I was running around the lobby, I noticed something strange. The player count was 69, and the numbers on the custom settings were way off. We had 69 emergency meetings. The cooldown was 255. The voting time was 420 seconds. The vision for the crewmates and the imposters was 420 666. And the kill distance was go grab a coffee? This was by far one of the strangest lobbies I have ever played in. I've never seen anything like it. As time went on, we got enough players to start a game. I ended up being a crewmate, so I spawned inside of the engine room. And as I was walking, I was extremely fast. The shadows were all messed up, and it was really hard for me to do my task since I had to do it in the armory. This speed made it really hard to move around, but I somehow managed to get the task done, even though I only had one. Since I had nothing else to do, I decided to test my speed. I wanted to see how fast I could go. So I went over to the main hall, and I began to run across the hallway, and I was so fast. After I was testing my speed, I went over to vitals, and surprisingly nobody was dead. I expected several crewmates to go down, since the speed will make it more easier for the imposter to leave. Since no crewmate was dead, I went over to the cameras. I was really curious to see if I could spot the crewmates moving, and if the cameras could even capture them, since they're moving so fast. And surprisingly, I could see the crewmates, and they were doing perfectly fine. And then we randomly won the game. I guess the imposter decided to quit? Who knows, but the lobby becomes even more strange. When we all returned back to the lobby, I decided to ask the rest of the players, what is wrong with this lobby? And Cyan responded to me with, there is nothing wrong. Maybe I'm the only player that has this issue, and the lobby is normal for the rest of the players. During this next game, it was really strange. As I was doing my task, I saw several bodies, and nobody seemed to report them. And towards the end of the game, we ended up winning, even though the imposter didn't even leave. I did ask this question back in the dropship when we all returned, and nobody had any clue. While we were waiting for more players to join, a player by the name of SCP-666 joined, and he typed in the chat, "Hi Chari, we meet again." I've never met a player with this username. I've had this username before, but it wasn't my choice. So now I have to deal with this strange lobby and this player. When we all entered the next game, I was killed instantly. I didn't even get a chance to move. Yellow ended up reporting the body and was blaming Orange, but then they ended up getting ejected. Now that I was a ghost, I was able to move around the map very fast. A speed I didn't even know was possible in Among Us. I even managed to take a shower, standing on a location that was out of the map. As I was moving around the map as a ghost, I somehow managed to glitch my screen, and the entire airship map disappeared. I was just floating in thin air. This entire lobby made no sense. Eventually Karen got ejected, and we won the game. When we all returned to the dropship, the kill distance said red, and I'm the color red. Did I just become a target? From who? I typed in the chat, why is the kill distance red? And Cyan responded with, good question. Nobody seemed to give me an answer. I decided to stay in the lobby anyways, just to see what would happen. And when I finished polishing the ruby, we won the game, even though the imposter didn't leave. This was the second time already. We were all back in the dropship, and the kill distance now said Cyan. And that is when SCP typed in the chat, "I have Peter's egg." How does he know who Peter is? A few more players joined the lobby, and we now had enough people to start the game. I then spawned inside the kitchen, Black killed me, then left. Why am I the only one being targeted? I haven't even said anything. It's almost as if they knew I was joining, and everyone just turned against me. This kept happening over and over. I ended up being killed by White. Keep in mind, I was the first one to go down. Eventually, Lion found my body, and he was the one with my old username. He stared at my body for a few minutes until eventually he reported it. And what I found very strange was that he blamed himself and got himself ejected, even though he wasn't the imposter. White ended up wiping out the crewmates in a matter of seconds, and he won the game. I returned back to the lobby and SCP stole my color, so I was just forced to use the color orange, which I usually don't use. But then I noticed something strange. Everything on the custom settings said 666. We also had 6 of each task, which I don't even think is possible in Among Us. I've been playing in this lobby for the past hour, and so many weird things happened. When I spawned into the game, we had so many tasks. More than you usually have whenever you play a regular match of Among Us. It's gonna be a struggle completing these tasks. And one thing that I noticed is that ever since I changed my color, I was a lot slower than before. Don't get me wrong, I was still fast, but not as fast as the previous rounds. As I was doing my task, the lights turned off. So I went to go fix the lights like a good crewmate, but then a body was reported. Since I had the opportunity to ask a question, I took my chance. And I asked everyone, everything in the lobby was 666. The meeting time was also very long, and Cyan managed to vote early, and none of us even got a chance to vote. The rest of the match went as expected. It was just me doing a bunch of tasks, more than I wanted. But this is when things got a little suspicious. When I went over to the cafeteria and I checked the viewing deck, Lime was missing their name. I wasn't sure on how he was doing it, because I tried to do it myself and it didn't work. Lime ended up leaving, and I went back to doing my task. That is until I went to the admin room, and I typed in the ID code correctly, and as I was walking away, I noticed that I didn't complete the task, even though I did it. This entire lobby, I guess you can say, has been very different. As I was casually walking around the map, Lime called the meeting. Everything in the lobby said 666. Even the voting time said that, and we somehow managed to win the game. After that strange experience, I joined another lobby, and things didn't get any better. I was standing on an empty void, with pets all around me. I just found it so creepy that I didn't see any players. I was literally in a game full of pets. My screen then turned black, and I was disconnected from the server. I think that's a sign that I should stop playing, at least for today. If you would like to find out the dark secret behind this lobby, let's see if we can get this video to 30,000 likes. I do also want to give a massive shout out to Kitty King for helping me produce this video. If you would like to help out a smaller creator, make sure to go check out his channel and subscribe to him. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more Among Us story videos, make sure that you hit that subscribe button with the bell icon turned on. And check out these other Among Us story videos that I found on my channel.